the superconscious breakthrough and experience the oneness with Paramashiva. Shakshi Pramana, millions of disciple devotees followers all around the world initiated by Bhagavan, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Bhagavan beautifully says, whoever comes to the Kailash courtyard, I myself will manifest as their reality, auspiciousness and abundance. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Again and again, Bhagavan clearly shows that all of us can experience the thoughtless space just by being in the oneness, Shakti Pada and Shakti Nipada. The initiation from the Guru makes us the ultimate immediately without any of the effort that from our side that we need to do. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains the delusion, how we are deluded into all the unconscious beliefs that we have and continuously living in suffering as our perception, but letting go that and living as conscious sovereignty as our reality. Simply we can experience the oneness with Paramashiva. The power of clairvoyance, the Shastra Pramana for the power of clairvoyance is from Shiva Samhita 3.583 to 84.
Light, and simply how we will know if effulgent light is Shastra Pramana?
This Shastra Pramana is taken from the Shiva Samhita 5.83. Jnananya cha pratimam tasya trikala vishayam bhavet dura shrishti dura drishti swechaya kagatam vrajet Jnananya cha pratimam tasya trikala vishayam bhavet dura shrishti dura drishti swechaya kagatam vrajet.
Beautifully, Paramashiva says, he gets immeasurable experience of the knowledge of the past, present, future time, has Dura Drishti and Dura Drishti, the distance, hearing at a distance and seeing at a distance, and Kagadam, walking in the air, and beautifully the ability to speak on any subject, omniscience. Beautifully, Bhagavan has described how Adi Shankara had a set of disciples, and one of them did not know any scriptures, nor he knew any meaning of that. And he was simply dedicated and devoted, understanding that Adi Shankara is all the reality that he can experience. Just in pure oneness and love, he served him. And these other disciples made fun of him that he doesn't learn anything. Adi Shankara wanted to show everybody how he is so dedicated, makes him the ultimate conscious sovereignty. So he is doing washing the clothes across the river, and beautifully Adi Shankara calls him Prabhupada, and he simply walks on the water and runs and comes to Adi Shankara and falls at his feet and asks him what the Guru wants. Guru says, turn back and see where you have walked. And he turns back and he sees the lotus, the Padma Pada. The lotus flower has bloomed in everywhere where he has put the foot. And he did not go into the water, but he went on the water, just like an air walking on the air. He just flew across when not realizing that Guru has called and he had to come is the only realization he had, not realizing the water that he was walking on. That was the level of how he was conscious of his body and mind versus how he was in oneness with his Guru, the ultimate space of oneness. The beautiful space that we can experience simply reveals all the ultimate reality, the past, present, future. Everything merges into the time and space dimensions, and we experience the conscious sovereignty. Bhagavan says, if we are in the time and space, it is entangled and it is in a beautiful oneness space. Or Bhagavan says, we are just caught up in the time with time, and the delusion starts and continuously it is hurting us. We are in the struggle, only the birth and death cycle, where we are continuously into all the struggles and incompletion, that we can never end it, never solve it. Because it does not exist, we cannot solve it. And it can never end because it does not exist at all in any reality. Beautifully, Bhagavan gives the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana. Here, the Rishi Atreya's wife, Anushya, was greatest chastity that she held, that Lakshmi, Saraswati and Parvati, all the three got together and said, we have to test her, and sent all three the great Vishnu and Shiva and Brahma to Anushya to test her chastity. And they go and ask her that she has to come in nirvana without any cloth and serve them. Beautifully, what she does in her chaste, so much of integrity to herself that she is Paramashiva and Parashakti, holding that pure space all the time, she was able to manifest the power of changing them into a kid, the Triloka Nathas, as child baby, and she fed them. And then after that, the Devis come running, Lakshmi, Parvati and Saraswati come running. Where are the great happening? Where is the Trimurtis? And then she says, these are the kids who are there. They say, please get them back to how they need to function on planet Earth, and you can ask for the boon. And she asked for a boon for a child from all the three, and Dattatreya was born with all the three heads of Shiva, Brahma and Vishnu, and with all their weapons. This is from the Ramayana. And Ayodhya Khanda, Sarga 117, beautifully it has been given how the integrity of the one woman can change the whole humanity into different loka, different possibilities. She only held her inner space that she is Paramashiva, Parashakti. Conscious sovereignty is the only reality. Continuously, consistently, she held that as a powerful cognition. She could manifest even the great Trilokanathas into a baby and manifest the powers of just knowing what they wanted and simply feeding them and raising them as her own child. The greatest reality, how these great truths were manifested, is only by conscious sovereignty. Bhagwan here explains on 360 degrees how he experienced with Arnagiri Yogeshwara.
When lust takes over you, when greed takes over you, you do things which you can never logically justify even to yourself. But when authenticity takes over you, it will be 10,000 times more intense than fear taking over or greed taking over. It will be 10,000 times more intense, powerful. When fear takes over you, it's called panic attack. When greed takes over you, it's called restlessness. When authenticity takes over you, it is called satori. My sincere seeking that overpowered me, that's the right word I should use. I just felt, what is it I am seeking? Who is that me who is seeking? Who is that me that is deeply discontented about anything I see, hear? Who is that who is deeply discontented even about my own existence? Listen. Almost like, who am I who is so discontented about my own existence? Understand, all of you have discontentment about your own existence, but you never look into why, what, who is having that discontentment. You try to look in, if you get one Rasagulla, you forget that. You try to look in, if you get something else, you forget that. Very easily that question, why, what, who is so discontented? Those questions are forgotten very easily. The person for whom the question has become the first and top priority, he is a seeker. It was such strong taking over, right word I use, taking over.
Now let's go to the Shakshi Pramana, the
How Bhagavan said how the authenticity took over him when he was in the ultimate space of oneness with Paramashiva. The authenticity that he describes as very own self when you are aware of something continuously, the awareness engulfs you into the ultimate reality. Here you can see the Balasans completely reading not just by third eye, but at a distance beyond the paper that she is going to put across, covering her eyes.
And so I want to now put a piece of paper between you and that which you're going to read. Would you hold? Okay. And let me pop up a new screen.
The lost.
I'm sorry. Okay.
The lost giants that promote the Australian wilderness. If you think modern Australian animals are very scary, spare a thought for the I don't know what.
Wow, that's great. I'm impressed. So your talents seem to be developing and increasing with time.
It's actually not a talent. It's a mystical power. This third eye reading.
How beautifully the Balasans explains how she is manifesting the power of third eye. Now let's do the Duradishti and Durashrishti. You can either do with a sound or you can do with a reading, distance reading. You can keep some books 5 feet away from you. Open the books and don't see the pages. If you have living enlightenment, just open some pages and come back to your seat and put your eye bands such that no light enters your eyes. And from the 5 feet away, start reading whatever you see from third eye. Start writing down, and after few minutes, after we finish the Mahavakya in few minutes, you can go and verify whatever Paramashiva has shown you through third eye. You can experience the oneness and get the beautiful prasada from Bhagavan and verify those statements that you have written down as prasada with what is in the book. If you get few words correct, you have started manifesting the powers. If you get in line 5 to 10 words correct, then you have manifested the powers completely. Even if you have the Kundalini energy, you have started manifesting the powers. If you go on sharing, you will start manifest more powers. When we are young, we do not understand. We take quite a long time to learn all these great signs of even what is called logic today. But when we grow up, we just forget about it, and then we are in the space of, oh, I can tell about anything which I studied on and I know on. But these great signs is beyond the 5 senses. The 5 senses is only a utility. It is not anything more than a utility, and it functions with what we called as matter. When we go beyond the matter into conscious sovereignty, there's something each one of us have to experience, the conscious sovereignty as our reality, manifesting through the power of third eye. Simply when you surrender all the matter, that is mind and your body, to the Bhagavan's lotus feet, and more detox happens. Simply the superconsciousness can reflect in your brain and manifest all the powers. Now let it get into the deep meditation. Just now we had a beautiful meditation with Bhagavan. Same way, let's get into the deep oneness with Paramashiva. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. If you have the Jnananjan in your Kantamala, you can apply in the third eye and your temples. And Beautifully, you can record all these things if you can have a camera for that. But don't use a gadget during the session. No thoughts, no gadgets. Only visualize Paramashiva, the bliss that he was. He was so blissed out. We just had such a beautiful space. Oneness entangling Shaktipada and Shaktinipada. The initiation done to a person in person, Bhagavan gives us is Shaktipada, and through the cosmic reality that he initiates is Shaktinipada. All that functions when you're deeply connected in oneness space with Paramashiva. The beautiful story that says like how a man who was completely atheist, but he called his last son as Rama, and when he was dying he was going on singing Rama Rama Rama, and the son came running to be next to him, and he died, and Yamadutas came to take him, but then Vishnu Duta also came. Yamaduta said, he is an atheist. How can you take him to Vishnu Loka? But Vishnu Duta said, no, he chanted Ramanama at the end. So that is what matters. The beautiful thing is, even unconsciously, you are merging into Paramashiva, like you are a very new person, you have no idea, just chanting the Mahavakya for no reason, still you will experience the oneness. It is so powerful, much more than what you think it is. Even every word Bhagavan says that he utters is a mantra. And here he has given the mantra, the Mahavakya itself, which merges you into the oneness space, chanting that continuously till it becomes a japa. That is all we need to do. Everything else, manifestation of all the auspiciousness and abundance, Bhagavan will simply pour on us. Now let's entangle with Bhagavan, continuously chant the Mahavakya and manifest the power of clairvoyance. If you're doing with the sound, you can mute something in the YouTube video and you can write it down, and after the Mahavakya you can verify it, or you can have a partner, call them and tell them, ask them to write down whatever they speak, and after that call them at the end of the session and find out what they spoke and what they have written. We can do Dura Drishti or Dura Shishti, the power of sound, listening to something far off distance, or power of seeing at a far off distance. So let's experience the oneness with Paramashiva. Write down all that we can hear or we can see, and finally we can verify the details with authentically with the book or online where you have muted any of the videos that you wanted to play. So let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely to experience the oneness with Paramashiva. Just merge into the chanting and you will see how Bhagavan says, a belt fit, your hip is disappeared, your shoe fits, your leg is disappeared, your hat fits, the head is disappeared. Same way, when you fit in the Mahavakya, you yourself disappear into Parashakti with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. That is how you chant the Mahavakya intensely, your whole being vibrating with that in such a beautiful space of oneness with Paramashiva. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. Whatever you have experienced, now open your eye bands and see what you have manifested. Please authentically verify all the details so that you don't fall into the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred. All these great truths starts manifesting. It's like how you are in the swimming. Once you understand the click of balancing yourself in water, you start floating in water. All we need to do, all the animals and all the that exist doesn't learn swimming, only the humans learn swimming, because we have the heaviness of our delusion that we might drown, but we were swimming in the mother's womb for 9 months. And so swimming is simply a part how we exist. All the animals and all the birds can swim, even as heavy as elephants. But we are the only humans we forget, because we need that click to happen in us. Same way, the power manifestation, Bhagavan says, the very nature of us is to manifest and live as reality. Forgetting that, we fall into the delusion and always in the suffering. Bhagavan beautifully says how the lamp, the light, is all over the place, but the shadow is right under it. And once the light becomes so bright, the shadow disappears. Like that, we have the incompletion, delusion right under us, dropping any kind of identity that we hold, anger, incompletion with somebody, relation, pain, or any of the forms that we are describing. Just drop it Bhagavan's lotus feet. It is so powerful, it can just take up anything and expand you to the higher reality. And more when you entangle and chant the Mahavakya, merging into the Paramashiva space, Parashakti space, holding the bhava continuously, you will start manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. Simply you will start seeing through your third eye. Simply you will start hearing the sound, whatever you need. Just like Mahavakya, you can write down all the details and you will manifest the powers of clairvoyance when you entangle with Bhagavan and chant the Mahavakya. Completion with the world, understanding that everything is redundant and irrelevant, does not make any of the sense for us. The more we are in oneness space, more we manifest the reality, more we are in the delusion space, more suffering because we cannot complete it, we cannot achieve it, we cannot do anything about it, except it keeps happening and just gives us root shock to wake up. Bhagavan says so beautifully, either you're in the root shock or you wake up like a beautiful flower. And how we can experience that reality when we surrender to Bhagavan's lotus feet. Now let's have one more cycle for a few minutes. Intensely chant the Mahavakya, entangle with Bhagavan, keep few books 5 feet away and open space in the open mode of the book, and whatever appears in your third eye, write down the details. Once you finish writing down, at the end of the session, you can verify and share with the world. All these are not just clearing these small things of writing something at the 5 feet, but clears all your incompletion with all your 5 senses and brings it to the most auspiciousness and abundant space. So all these great truths are not just moving a coconut or just reading some book, but something beyond happens when you are in the conscious space. Conscious sovereignty as our reality, then everything aligns to the highest space. I am Paramashiva, Parashakti. Hold that only cognition in your third eye. Sit straight, put away your gadgets, and for a few minutes unclutch from all your thoughts again and again, only falling into more and more oneness space with Paramashiva. And whatever appears, keep writing down, keep writing. Don't judge anything, don't think anything. Simply you will mark it all correct how you have manifested the power of clairvoyance. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita-pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Such a beautiful space. Now you can verify. Please open your eye bands and verify whatever you have heard or whatever you have seen through your third eye. Verify it authentically and share it in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation. The more and more you share, you get grounded in the Paramashiva space. More and more you contribute, you get grounded in Kailasha space, in your inner space. All these greater truth that is given by Bhagwan again and again for us to experience the oneness with Paramashiva. With a deep gratitude, let's offer all this power manifestation and powerful cognition to Bhagwan's lotus feet. And with a deep earning and gratitude, ask Bhagwan to make all this as reality. Thanking each one of you, hundreds of you who are sitting and manifesting these powers. These are the greatest thing that you can do to yourself. Bhagwan says the only thing that whole day you are worth is when you do manifestation of powers. So extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. Go ahead and post it in your social of your time. And thank Bhagwan for all the greatest thing that he had given us, showered us, made us understand, and made us manifest powers also. So with a deep gratitude, let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudishyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. See you again, the satsang. And at 6 p.m., we have the Kailash Courtyard in the Zoom session. See you then. Thank you, Nithyanandam.